might have followed this more than I have.
Yeah.
The thing, to the people at home, what's changed is like you follow UFC way more than I do now. I follow fights, but you know everything that's happening. Guess what his dad said? I'm like, what does dad say?
No, it's just interesting to say. I think that's the reason why because people are like, well, American public loves to build people up and then watch them crash.
Right.
And then so that we can build them up again.
Yeah.
So we watch them crash. I get that. I understand. But I think particularly for Ronda Rousey was the satisfaction of getting hit the first time with Holly Holmes. And then the second time, just not putting like zero fight. There was like, now you have to shut up now.
Yeah.
And I think after like being able to like really absorb everything, it'd be nice if she goes and decides, you know what, this angry persona, this angry persona that I have, where even when she's walking towards the cage, she looks like she's really pissed off.
Yeah.
And a fighter shouldn't be pissed off. You use the anger for you to be able to perform.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be perturbed.
Yeah.
Like she looks slightly disturbed at the amount of anger that she's putting out, even when she's in the cage.
She didn't seem loose.
No,
and that's
not
where
at
I
all.
was like, I understand if someone's like intense,
Yeah.
but she got in there and she was so, I was like, oh, you're actually tight.
Yeah.
As a person and a fighter at the moment.
Right?
But I've rarely watched fights and actually gotten sad, but I just wanted to hug her. I was like, oh, no, stop hitting her. Get away from her. Like I felt, that's the difference, the thing that I don't know why, but I had that exact reaction where I was like, why am I being so protective of this lady? I don't even know her. She's just mad at people, but I was like, somebody stop this.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was very happy for Amanda.
Have you ever seen women fight in real life?
No, wait, no, yeah, I have a couple
Yeah?
of times, but it's brutal.
It's a lot more brutal. I don't like it.
But the thing is that they always had objects. The last 2 times, not
Yeah.
like it's happening often. When I was in junior high, there was 2 girl fights.
Oh, man.
The first one, nails were involved, right?
Okay.
A lot of clawing to the face.
Yes.
And then the other one, this girl used her locker. I mean, excuse me.
Wait, I was like, hold on. This guy Hulk out?
She used her lock.
Oh, wow.
So she took like the Dudley lock.
Yeah.
And she took a swing and hit her, like, I think forehead or cheek or something.
That would mess you
Like,
up.
immediate blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So those are the 2 fights I saw.
Okay, these are real fights, my friend.
Yeah.
You witnessed them. I saw a girl get in a fight in the cafeteria. She reached into her purse, pulled out a nail filer. And the thing is, everybody's like, oh shit, nail filer. And then she stabbed it through the other girl's forearm, came out the other end.
Oh, wow.
Didn't stop her. Because I would be in shock if I did something like that.
Okay.
And then she proceeded to just beat her while the other girl's like, ah!
Like, yeah, at that point, she's tapped out. She's got a metal object.
We
that's
should
stuck
all
in
have
her-
been tapped out. Everybody in the room should have been shocked at what just happened. Like she beat everybody's psyche
Yeah.
into, at the very least, being shocked. But, Houston was crazy. That's pretty funny, though. I like it. Those are real fights.
That was in junior high. I think it was junior high was a little messed up, 7 and 8.
Okay.
Right. Now I'm realizing that there were a couple of fights in junior high.
Food fights?
No, we've not had a food fight. We did have So there's this guy named Yasha.
Okay.
First of all, let me tell you something.
Tell me about Yasha.
In high school, I was just getting my growth spurt, but because I was bullied so much when I was younger, I never thought of myself as being tall.
Right.
So I didn't think that I posed an imposing whatever. So you still put out the vibe of a person that's been kind of sort of.
Yeah.
Right?
Just by your posture.
Exactly. This guy Yasha, right, his asshole. He would.
Should we talk about? He probably lives around here.
Oh, it don't matter.
All right, that's how big of an asshole this guy is.
Yeah. I can almost guarantee money.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
And if he's listening, we're coming.
Get those shovels.
Yeah.
So I remember specifically in math class, he would
Pick on you?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I forget exactly what he would be doing, but like he would knock my shit on the ground. He would kick the back of my chair.
Oh.
Like over and over again, that type of thing. Whatever, right? And even if I moved, he would move as well.
No way.
Yeah.
He liked you.
Apparently. Yeah, that's what he didn't pull my ponytails. Anyway, but I always because he walked around with like this like persona of a big guy, right? And he was taking creatine, so he was always drinking like 2 liters of water and whatnot, and he's always so you think that he's a tough guy,
Right.
okay? So in this was around in grade like 10,
Okay.
grade 10, grade 11, I think even.
Yeah.
So he starts picking on like these grade 9ers.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the grade 9ers are like very united.
I love this episode of Recess. Keep going.
And he shoved someone in the locker or something like that. Something went down in the hallway.
Yeah.
They squashed it right there. It was
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Like nothing happened. And then Yasha was coming from class. And there's a part in Applewood where you have to like it's 2 buildings and it's connected with a skyway.
Mm-hmm.
But on ground floor, you had to get out, walk through the courtyard to get into the other building.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in that grade 9 class, all the dudes, just waited for him to get out.
Oh man.
And it was just a bunch of grade 9 kids just jumped him,
Yeah.
ripped his chain off, stole his shoes, tried to steal his jacket.
We're gonna rob him is what they decided. It's not even revenge. It's more than that.
They went to town,
Dang.
right? And Yasha used to walk around with boys. Like he had 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
They all ran away.
Of course they did.
And that dude just got his ass beat. He had the next math class. He had a black eye and a bunch of other things. He didn't say shit to me.
Good.
So apparently, grade 9 kids solved
Next time
my
he
problem.
messed with you, you were like, "Hey, I know some great Niners."
Did I tell you about the time I ran into the Tamil crew?
The Tamil crew. No, maybe in real life, but not on the podcast. Tell me more.
All right. So this
The
was
Tamil crew.
Yeah. So there was the Tamil Tigers, but I mean, they kind of thought of themselves as Tamil Tigers,
Ooh,
but it was a
that's
group
cool.
of Tamil guys.
I don't have any frame of reference. We didn't have anything like this in Houston.
Okay, so Tamils, these Tamil guys,
yeah, they rolled hard, probably.
they were, all of them in like a orange Honda Civic, like
Yeah.
the legit stereotype.
Mhm.
It is true,
Yeah.
right? I was hanging out with some friends in the lunchroom. I remember, and this girl,
Yeah.
her name was Nadira, I think. She was showing us pictures of her friends,
Mm-hmm.
and this was back in the day when the pictures were actual pictures. Like you had to, it was
Right.
physical pictures, right? And then one of those pictures
Yeah.
was one of their boys,
Oh,
and he's holding a gun, and he's posing.
nice.
That's the first time I saw a gun in the context of like real life.
Right. Oh, not on a magazine or a movie.
Yeah.
They're
It's like
wow.
that guy has a gun,
Damn.
right? And she's just showing the pictures. I'm like, wait, is that a real gun? She's like, yeah. And then we moved on. Like that was normal. That ain't normal. Anyway, that's the type of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you're part of let's say a racial minority in a country that you're being oppressed, when you get out of there, sometimes you roll hard. You do.
Yup. So, now, not all Tamil guys were the same, right? They're not.
Right,
They,
of
they
course
weren't. They
not.
weren't. No. What I mean to say, in my high school, they weren't all like. Look, they were all friends. They all rolled together. There were some guys that were like hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
and they did not try at all in school. And there was other ones that were super smart, but they all were part of the same crew.
All right.
So like the nerds still were together with the Tamil people.
Oh, that's like it. I like
Right.
it.
And so I was friends with a couple of the nerds,
Mm-hmm.
right? Anyway, one day I'm leaving physics class. No, I leave physics class to go to the washroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking down the hallway, and there's a Tamil guy walking towards like up the hallway.
Yeah.
There's no one else in the hallway except for us two. And I'm walking by, minding my own business, and this guy has got orange contact lenses
Oh,
in the shape
snaps.
of flames in his eyes.
Tell me more.
And so when you see a man
Yeah.
or a kid walk towards you with orange eyes,
Yeah.
you're going to look.
You're gonna look.
And it so happens that the thing that you're looking at is right in his eyes. So I was looking right in his eyes
Mhm.
as he walked by. He thought I was trying to square off. I was just looking at his eyes because I was like, what happened to him?
Yeah.
Does he have an infection? That type of thing.
He's noticed you.
He noticed me,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing happened. I walk past. I totally forget about it. I go to the washroom. I come back.
Yeah.
By like, I don't know, a couple periods before school or class ends.
Yeah.
That one of the nerd friends, one of the nerd Tamils,
Mm-hmm.
come up to me like, "Hey man, what happened? Like, what do you mean what happened? I mean, like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, yeah, you were staring down one of the boys. They called the guys from the other school. They're waiting for you outside when you at the end of school, at the end of class. I'm like, what the hell? What did I do? So I'm like, man, you got to fix this.
Yeah.
You got to fix this. I can't. I wasn't trying to. I'm not part of a gang.
Right.
I'm not trying to
I have
do anything.
no backup. My island has no other people here.
Like you got to talk to them. I wasn't trying to fight.
Yeah.
Like dude had contact lenses that were orange, and I looked at them, and that was it. I wasn't trying to do anything. He's like, all right, let me talk to him. So
I wanna know that conversation. It's like, oh, Vijay, did you have flame-colored contacts on? Yeah. Could it be that he was looking at your flame-colored contacts? No. But why? Because fuck that guy. We're going to kill him.
Anyway, the problem is that so we had to part ways because we still had class.
Yeah.
And this is how much of a good kid I am. I didn't think that, hey, maybe I should just leave now and then have my parents pick me up somewhere else.
Yep.
Right? But I couldn't think of that because I can't skip class.
No, man.
So I went to class, and I never was able to meet up with him again and be like, yo, did the message go through? What's going on? So class ends, and walking out to the front foyer. Yeah. And then I don't go outside. Mm-hmm. I'm still inside where it's safe, and I'm looking out the window.
Yeah. And you see a gathering,
and I see an orange Civic.
Oh no!
It's filled with dudes.
Shit.
More than the recommended occupancy
I
rate
can imagine.
of a Honda Civic.
They're coming out of the trunk. There's a little guy in the tailpipe. They're coming out of places you couldn't even know they're people.
And they're just sitting there waiting.
Oh, man.
I'm like, oh, my God. I'm going to walk outside. These people are going to jump me while my parents watch.
All right.
What am I going to do?
Draw a big poster with a tiger on it. And then you show them, like, I am friend.
So I'm sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I have to, I have nothing. I can't do anything except hopefully I can meet up with one of that nerd guy. I forgot his name.
Right. Have him translate.
Yeah, yeah, and then send him out as a mediator, right? So eventually he does show up. I'm like, man, they're outside. What are they doing outside? I'm not trying to fight.
Yeah.
He said, all right, no problem. Let me go talk to them. Yeah. So he goes outside, and they roll down the window. They're all looking pissed. They're they're ready to go.
Jeez.
And rolls down the window. I can't see what he's saying, but he's talking to them. And then eventually the windows go up, and then they drive off.
Man.
And then my friend comes back. He's like, yeah, all right, no problem. I'm like,
that shows how little of a deal it was for them to kick your ass.
Yep.
It's just something we're here to do, but we're not married to it if something better comes up. But we'll do it. Like, it's not worth the trouble, but we'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, it's not a problem anymore. All right, we'll do something else.
They weren't that committed.
Damn. That's really scary, especially when you're in middle school and high school. Getting your ass kicked seems like such a scary concept.
Especially with these guys, because I knew they had guns.
Yeah, they don't have limits in terms of how much they're going to kick your ass.
Later, I found out one of them went to jail for killing another dude with a hammer.
I believe that.
Like my age at that time.
Yeah. I believe that.
His girlfriend was posting on Facebook saying, free whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Dude, we had this one girl in my art class, and her boyfriend went to prison for beating up a cop. Getting arrested, and not just hitting a cop, beating up a cop.
Oh, like
beat him up. They got in a fight, and he beat him up, and then another cop came and arrested him. But with that said, I can't. Physical violence is actually something that scared the crap out of me when I was in high school and middle school. After that, you're like, all right, it's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
But at that point, I can't even imagine.
Oh, I was very scared.
Every time I meet Tamil people, they're so tight.
Yeah.
Good or bad, whatever their thing is.
United.
They're united.
Like those grade niners.
Yeah, like those grade niners. Well, those guys got to stick together, man.
So based on that knowledge of what happened to me then, when I was in university, there was a group of Tamil guys in our engineering class.
Right, and you never looked at them.
No. I went hard. I went right in there and be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Became friends.
Right.
I was lab partners with a couple of them. That was it.
Yeah.
That was
just
it.
in case you had a misunderstanding with another Tamil guy.
Just in case.
Can you get in there?
Just in case. But this time I made friends because I could reinvent myself in university, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm making friends with all the Tamils.
That's what happens in university.
They're going to be all my friends.
Yep.
Up until the point that if someone stares at me,
Yeah. You
I
put
would
on
be
the
like,
red
yo,
shirt.
you're going to go.
You're like, have you seen my Civic? That's why I had a Civic.
They were great guys.
Maybe you had a little bit of a Stockholm syndrome thing. You're just like, well, I got to get a Civic. And you went right to a Civic, first car. Boom.
Yeah. I love that car. That was a great car.
You almost got beat up any other time? Sports-wise, sports-related stuff?
No, I don't play. I didn't play any team sports, ever.
They didn't make you?
In university?
In, like high school, middle school?
In high school? Yeah, they did. But I was always so shit at thing that they, you kind of just stay in a corner.
Yeah.
Like, be in a position that your lack of contribution
Yeah.
will not have any effect on the team.
That's interesting.
So there was that.
Yeah.
Um,
Every now and then you get put on a team that's actually going to try to win.
yeah, I was pretty good at soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we played soccer, that was my jam. But if we played hockey,
Floor hockey?
yeah, can't
You
do
guys
that.
have dodgeball?
No, we didn't play dodgeball.
That's weird. They should bring back dodgeball.
They really should. What other? I was okay at basketball. Like during high school, I was pretty
Right.
good. It was tall, so
Yeah.
it was like,
Are your parents athletic at all?
my dad played soccer quite a bit. My mom not really, but
And
my
your
mom learned how to like bike when she was 45.
It has nothing to do
rollerblade,
with anything.
all of this stuff. So
That's really cool, though.
yeah. No, my dad played like soccer for a while when he was younger.
I think you can mess some things up, man. If you start really getting into something now,
Mm-hmm.
you might be, I don't know, have to test your level of coordination.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident of being able to learn anything. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was alright in karate, but karate was not too much of like once when I quit
Mm-hmm.
after like 8 years, they had just started getting into grappling.
Mm.
So they did grappling. I did a fair bit of point fighting.
Sometimes.
I placed a couple like top 5 or top whatever.
And no desire to do anything athletic after that.
No, 4 years of university was my only concern. I never saw the inside of a gym or like the weightlifting room or anything in Ryerson. I just, it was just one thing, just study.
I need to be in a gym every now and then. I just need to be.
Now I don't know what I would do
Yeah.
without any like some sort of physical movement.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine going more than a week without, like I go stir crazy.
Yeah,
I need
completely.
to lift something, move something, push something, do something, Okay, kind of related to it, On It just released new kettlebells.
Yeah. Is it shaped like a monkey or something? Because that's what
Iron
they do.
Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a 35-pound kettlebell, and it's Iron Man's head.
Shit.
And I just got to 35 pounds.
Nice.
So I can.
You're gonna do it?
I'm thinking I might purchase it.
Dang.
It's just gonna be my reward.
How do they ship it?
Yeah, it's expensive shipping.
Yeah, they ship weight,
Yeah, it's literally a cannonball.
but it's so hard to find.
Yeah, you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
They also released, I don't know, I think it's 25 plates or 35 plates,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the Captain America shield.
Oh, that's
thing
so
on it. Actually,
sick.
yeah, it's that. It's
my shirt.
It's your shirt.
It's my shirt.
It's your shirt on the plates.
That's sick.
45 plates. I think.
like that.
Yeah, they got a couple other things that are coming in, but this is huge for On It because it's Marvel
Yeah.
that's working with On It to bring that together.
That's a weird thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like the crossovers.
I love it.
Yeah, the branding on everything.
Nerds need to start working out.
Dude, nerds. The word nerds has changed so much.
Yeah,
Like, it's cool to be a nerd.
yeah.
And they work out now. Joe Rogan's definitely a nerd.
Joe Rogan's definitely a nerd. Yeah.
Like, I don't
Chris
know.
Hardwick works out,
That guy doesn't work out. He keeps in shape.
Yeah,
But he
he
doesn't
is-
work out.
but he's a trainer, bro.
Yeah.
He
What's
foam
that?
rolls, bro.
Yeah, he probably doesn't eat right. Probably plays video games 6 hours a day.
No, he doesn't play any video game. Oh, okay. So I can talk about this a bit.
Okay.
All right, okay. So I'm currently reading a book by Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
Called the Nerdist's Way.
Yeah, I got the audiobook of that.
And so the nerdist or a nerdist
Mm-hmm.
is a nerd that's an artist. So he's not someone who just consumes, but one that creates.
Right.
And so what he was saying is that up until I think 31 years old, he was just a nerd in which he would consume.
Yeah.
And in turn would consume his life, his time, his energy, because he would be spending time playing video games.
Yeah.
He would, not eat healthy, all that stuff. And so after a while, and obviously he was an alcoholic, right? So
Yeah.
it's quite destructive to himself. And then eventually came to a realization that he wanted to change something about his life.
He hit a rock bottom, didn't he?
Yep. I'm not that far in the book, but so he starts making his changes.
Yeah.
Right. So he's developing his discipline. He's developing better life choices, and those things included quitting playing video games. He sold all of his video games, all of his systems. He started working out. Started eating healthy.
Cool.
That stuff. So, and obviously he quit alcohol.
Yeah.
But he's to a point now that he's able to identify things that might be problematic down the road, and he avoids it. So, for example, he was getting really into chai lattes, to a point where, like, every day he needed one or two.
He needed it.
What's that?
He needed it.
The caffeine.
Yeah.
So he was essentially getting addicted to caffeine.
I see.
You should know this.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's not really a big problem.
Yeah, but you get headaches if you don't get your hit and stuff like that.
Sure.
Obviously, and it's already been proven that he's got an addiction.
He's got a discipline problem.
Yeah. Well, no, he has an addictive personality.
Sure.
And so, because I wouldn't say a discipline problem because he gave up alcohol. That's huge discipline.
But according to him, like, he had a discipline problem. Like, it was an addiction problem, but he actually literally, because video games, they're addictive. So many things are. He would not stop himself. But anyways, go ahead.
I guess it's two sides to the same coin.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, he stopped doing those things and decided that he wanted to be more productive.
Yeah.
So he literally changed his life around to the point where he was passing out drunk in people's living rooms, and now has arguably the most influential nerd empire.
I think so.
With multiple shows, multiple hosts, like host 5 to 10 panels a year at Comic-Cons, and things like that. He's got a bunch of other things. So that's interesting. That's interesting that it's such a hard change. There's people who go through their entire life just sort of gaining 2 steps and then losing the same 2. So it's like, oh, well, you have your ups and downs and shit like that. But I think truly inspirational people, or people who will achieve like great things, are people who take 5 steps forward and then 2 back. And I think maybe like the overall trajectory of my life when I look back at it is upwards. Health is getting better, all this other stuff is getting better, discipline's getting better. But at the same time, I don't think I'm moving fast enough. I want to move quicker.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of small issues. There's things where I don't know if I was paying attention to what are the things that I need to do that makes me happy, B, sustain happiness, and then C, works particularly for me, and not try to apply things that other people do in a willy-nilly, wishy-washy way. So, for example, you find something that someone does that you look up to, and you're like, wow, that's really inspiring. Let me try doing that. The 2 problems is, one, that thing that you're trying to follow, right? Let's take Wim Hof, for example.
Okay.
Right? The first problem is that might not be something that's ultimately beneficial for you, right? Or it might not have as much of an effect on you as it would someone else, for example. That's number 1. Number 2, you lack the discipline, or I lack the discipline, to hold on to it long enough for you to be able to make that determination. So what ends up happening is that you kind of, or I vacillate in trying something and not sticking with it long enough, and then saying that you couldn't get the benefits from it as a result of not sticking it long enough. And then you say, this time I'm going to stick with it. And so what happens is you can go 6 months and you don't really know whether or not this new resolution that you had thought up to yourself is something that's actually beneficial for you, because you never have the discipline to hold on to it long enough. And so, I mean, I know there's a lot of things I've accomplished. I'm not being that hard on myself, but at the same time, I'm a little annoyed on these small things that can't get past, right? Because I just found myself downloading Headspace again.
Okay.
Which, for those people who don't know, it's an app for meditation. I did a fafair bit, so that the app tracks how much. And when I re-signed up,
you still paid for this?
It still had my no.
Because it's the first 10 sessions.
I had
for free.
paid for it,
and then you paid for
and then after I canceled it.
All right.
And so now I'm coming back, but I didn't pay for it just yet. But they still have your stats. right? And so it shows. I had like 74 hours of meditation that I had done. So that's arguably me sticking with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. I think I got a new phone and never downloaded it again, and it just like fell
That
out.
was easy.
Yeah, right? So it's stuff like that. Or the other thing is that I used to decompress every week by taking a hike in Arundel Park for 45 minutes. No podcast, no nothing. Don't listen to anything, just walk by yourself.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that because it started to get cold.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot. And now I'm thinking like, why do I feel so crowded in my brain? I haven't been doing that. But it's like this distant memory of like, oh, you used to go to a park, and that was just fall.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to eliminate that because it sucks. It feels I'm not. Those are the things I feel like are not moving quick enough.
Yeah.
It needs to get better.
By nature, those things are hard to make. I feel like you only look at them and with the momentum they carry. In terms of after you've done it for a while and you're doing it, you see what difference is made to your life. But it's so easy to let go because you just let go of them one day and it just adds up, and now it's not a part of your life anymore.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, those things are sometimes most responsible for your happiness and clarity, which I kind of tie up. The clarity of mind is a very elusive thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, all of a sudden you wake up and you feel it. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't feel as clear-headed as I did, and you can't pinpoint it. And meditation is a big part of that.
Yeah.
Focus while praying, things of that nature.
Agree.
Or swimming, which is like your hike. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Swimming is the only one where I find that I have no input because I can't have headphones in here. I'd ruin them.
Right.
So you have to just be swimming and not worry. It's not like any other sports where you're even worried about other people. There's no communication here. And you're also in water, which is like a little bit outside of your elements. You're not as efficient as you should be.
Right.
So you have to focus on what you're doing a bit more. And I find that very liberating of the noise inside of my head.
It's good.
Yeah. I don't swim though.
What's
But
that?
that's I don't swim though. That's what I find when I swim.
Oh, okay.
I should probably start doing that more.
See,
often.
that's the thing though.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like I don't want to look back like 2 years down the road and look back and be like, look, if you had just did this one thing for 10 minutes every day, you wouldn't fucking be here.
Are you so mad at yourself?
I don't know.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I also want to know why you talk to yourself in your brain that way.
Because me being nice didn't get me anywhere.
How nice were you though?
I don't know. Maybe
Were
I
you
was
like
too nice?
reasonably nice?
I've no
Or
idea.
like, you know what? Life is really tough. I gotta eat this, or I gotta play these video games. Like, when when I'm giving myself an out. As an adult, I do. As a kid, I didn't.
Right.
So like,
I don't know. I feel like if I get too easy on me, on myself, things don't get done.
Okay.
Like I have to move with a quick momentum. But I have to move at a quick pace. Right, I always need to be thinking about the next day.
Yeah.
So I do that a lot. Where at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the to-do list for the next day.
Yeah.
And make sure that I hit it.
Yeah.
And I would say, so from Monday to Friday, out of those 5 days, I would have about 3 productive days where I feel like I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know this. I pack my days.
Yeah.
Right. It's per 15-minute intervals or 30-minute intervals. There's always something that I'm trying to do.
Right.
So I understand that, and I appreciate at least that to that level. But sometimes how, when you're talking about clarity.
Yeah.
So that affects me. I wouldn't say more because I don't know what's inside your head. But what I mean to say is that if I accumulate loudness or there's like clutter in my brain, if I accumulate it for too long, I get like some serious physical reactions to it that puts me out for a bit. And then that stops the highly productive week that I would have.
Gotcha.
Where it kills a day or two.
So you got to defragment very regularly.
Yeah. But the thing is that when the going is good, you forget to defragment.
Right.
And I just ride it into the rocks up until the point where I'm like, oh no, you're waking up every morning with like 15 to 20 to 1 hour worth of anxiety where you're going to work through it. And then you get through that and you slowly you limp through your day.
Yeah.
And then, and then the thing is that sometimes life doesn't make it easy for you where like, okay, this is the week where work is going to shit on you.
Yeah.
And then when you're going to come back home and then this pipe is leaking. you know, you had like 4 things that you wanted to do that you want to pack into like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You're not going to do none of those things. Now deal with that. And then while you're fixing it, you're getting pissed about the things that you did. Like, you see what I'm trying to say? And so a lot of time, long time ago, I used to just be mad about it. And that just didn't get pushed like, it wasn't directed at anything. It was just like, oh, stomp your feet, get angry.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, oh, no. I just, like, I am the architect of this outcome. You know,
I think that's the right mindset.
And while it's reduced a bit, I'm tired of saying that I'm the architect of this outcome. Like, I want to have a better hold of it. And I feel like maybe this what is this sense of ennui? No, that's an easy way to do it. This sense of annoyance to myself is as a result of you know, listening to other people talk who clearly are people who can hold on to, you know, keep that rudder straight for a longer period of time, because even when stuff is good, they're still contributing to the machine that allows them to do the stuff that they do.
They know what they have to do to get the result they want. So the things that they know they have to take care of, these 3-4 things, they don't stop doing. And that's the big difference between us and somebody like that, is because we're trying to figure out what are those 3-4 things that we have to focus on constantly so we can maintain our happiness in the things we're trying to do and not get confused as what those things are. So the most successful people, they know, what's the word, hikmah? Like putting
Wisdom.
something, yes, I use the Arabic word. Okay. But like putting something where it belongs, basically.
My dad is smiling at you so proud right now.
Sure. He can probably hear me through this friggin' basement. But putting something where it belongs. And they know, like, no, you have to be disciplined in these areas and the results will follow. Yeah. But for us, we aren't sure. And then we indulge also. Yeah. And it's hard to know until you get to be a bit older. Or, you know what, you're a smart kid and you had some good, like, direction. And you figure that stuff out earlier. Like, we're all on the same path.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
We all know there's people that they're adults. Or what is perceived as adults for us. You know, they're 45, 50 years old or whatnot, and they're doing the same stuff that you can see younger people doing. Yeah. It's like they never figured it out.
Yeah. And I don't mean as a job perspective. It's just like the issues, the things they're working on. It's just like, oh. But now, see, that's the thing where when I see myself in those same circles where I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm being lazy and I'm not doing the things that make me happy. I get mad at myself. And the only way to help that, it actually makes you sad in the morning. Like, the only way to help that is by doing it. Yeah. And then you're happy. It doesn't matter what level you're doing the things you want to do at. You got to start doing them and you feel great. Hence, we're here.
Yes.
Hence, we watch a UFC highlight. We do some jiu-jitsu before and we talk about stand-up.
We're on the path, but I don't think I don't ever remember myself patting myself on the back for more than maybe a 5-minute interval.
It's too early, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
It's too early. Like, we're still trying to accomplish the things we're trying to do. Right now, I feel like we're pretending hard enough that we can actually get the results. And when you get the results,
until we make it.
Yeah, and when you get the results, that's when you made it. And then you have to like work harder to maintain it and go up the next level and see what you have to do. And that doesn't just go for like a podcast or stand-up. That goes for like working out, your career, your relationship with your parents or your spouse. Like, right now, you try hard until you get there, and then you figure out where do we have to go from there. Yeah. And you try to maintain happiness the whole way. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Not that it makes a difference whether you say it or not, but I'm gonna try to hold on to just that meditative thing. Like, it needs to be done.
Isn't that your New Year resolution?
It was, but like that was also. I also mentioned reading as well, right? So
bullshit. Nobody reads. I didn't say anything at the time. You seemed really into it. I'm like, reading.
No, I like reading. Okay. It's a nice thing. I want to carry books around more.
Yeah.
So I can read them, not just carry them around.
Dude, I saw a kid with a. I went to a house yesterday, and the kid was just sitting by himself because he didn't want to talk to people, but he's reading a book. And we went over there, and I'm like, "What are you reading?" He told me about. He's like, "I'm reading about the short-faced bear. They're not around anymore."
What?
Yeah. This kid.
This is the coolest kid ever.
He was like
don't
6.
talk to anyone else.
He was 6. Oh, I know exactly. Half an hour, me and this kid.
That's what's up.
Talking about Pangea.
Yep.
And he knew about extinct animals and stuff.
Well done.
Dude. Yeah, reading is extremely important.
Yeah.
Have you seen like a kid? You give them they're just on cartoons now. They're watching Uniqua. That's a character off of like Backyardigans or some nonsense. Her name is Uniqua.
Right.
She has a black voice.
Of course she does.
Why does she?
What? Because it's
Why can't they just name her normal name?
Uniqua. That is a stereotypical black girl
they're
name.
In the north. They're in Antarctica. She's a penguin.
So they're breaking barriers.
All right.
Right?
Whatever.
Now they're having.
Hey, Uniqua, where are you from? Brooklyn. I don't know what the story is. Why are you talking this way? I don't know.
Uniqua the penguin.
It's like if they had Star Wars. I know she's a kid. It's different for kids.
Right.
But there was just like a really German guy. Like it's just like a thick German. You're like, oh, where are you from? Germany? You're like, no, we're in Star Wars. Can't be from Germany. She's a penguin in the Antarctic. Why is she talking that way?
All right. So I read an interesting article about representation of race in Star Wars and the importance of it. And so I forgot who wrote it, I think it was based on a tweet or something.
Okay. It was based on, this is going to be good. When your
No,
article
the article was based
tweet.
on someone's tweet or something like that. Basically what it was is this Hispanic dude, I don't know if it was the actor, it doesn't matter. Hispanic dude brings his dad to watch Star Wars. And the dad mentions the fact that, hey, this is the first time, or from what he can remember, where you're getting this big budget movie and the guy is speaking in a Hispanic accent, right? And that was cool. And he thought it was cool. That was something that resonated with him. And then someone wrote an article around the fact that, representation of different races within movies is an important thing, right? It builds inclusiveness and all the other positive things that happen. So what I'm trying to say is that having Uniqua as the penguin in the north, although does not quite fit the lore, because I wouldn't say there's Hispanics in Star Wars either. It doesn't quite fit the lore, but I think they just, why does it have to be British accent all the time? Like if you're trying to go high class, if you're trying to go, back in the old days,
right?
Even the Romans spoke in British accents. So why not something else? So I feel like as they continue doing that, it becomes normalized where people will just be like, yeah, that's just how that goes.
Yeah.
So
I disagree.
If you're German,
or just simpler
you're
reasons.
You're welcome to the Star Wars world. What?
I disagree for like less cerebral reasons.
I'm a simple man, and
you watch Homeward Bound.
Yes, I did.
All of a sudden, there's a dog or a bear,
yeah,
and just super hood. Well, the other dog is just like a dog.
That wasn't in the first one.
Yeah, it was in the. There is a dog they run into that's a stray, which it makes sense because she's like a stray dog, right? She lives on the streets. She talks a lot more hood,
right?
But the penguin in the Antarctic, I see exactly your point. I just don't agree with it.
I agree.
I think
you know what?
Stupid.
I respect your point of view on this.
I agree with it in grown-ups. Also, it adds so much more color to a movie like Star Wars. Yeah, those people can be. I'm not. If you're making a period piece and it's about World War II and we're in England, you shouldn't necessarily have everybody because it's not believable.
Yeah.
Right?
5-0.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that.
Right. But Star Wars, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, okay.
Because in the future, you're supposed to be past most of that nonsense.
Right, exactly. It's yeah.
And if you do make a Star Wars movie and everybody that's alive is white, then we know that, like, Donald Trump succeeded, man. He killed everybody else. That's why the future. That's what I would do if I made an all-white movie of Star Wars. It's like, hey, you didn't put any black people here. I'm like, yeah, you know why? Donald Trump. Trust me.
Yeah, you go from villain to hero, where you're like, that was a political statement.
This is me trying to tell you that this is what's going to happen if he keeps doing what he's doing.
I think that's what Peter Jackson did for Lord of the Rings.
Right?
Yeah, it was a representation of the future.
Yeah.
Of the United States.
But all the people of color were the orcs, actually. Like all the Samoans that were the people of color that were in the movie, like black people and Samoans and stuff. They were all just the orcs. It's like they have a good relationship. Don't get me wrong, but there's no. I guess you can't really tell that story with a lot of diversity.
Okay. Also, you can't. Okay. You could have actors of color play like the roles for men, but I think all orcs should be black.
All right, repeat that again.
Okay.
You can have actors of colors,
right? Yeah? Taking the roles of the men folk.
Of the men in the movie?
No, I mean to say.
Oh, men folk. I see.
Yeah,
like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, all the elves should be Asian. I would have liked that if all the elves were Asian. That would have been cool. That would have totally worked.
You know what? I'd
They're
be
already
okay with
like
that.
slim built and shit.
I would totally be okay.
They're
with
like wispy.
that. You could get like Mongolians. They were bigger with archery,
Yeah.
so it could be
No,
Legolas.
no.
Legolas
You
could
need
be.
like just normal Chinese people, dude. They don't need Mongols.
First of all, okay, fair enough.
The elves are so clean and pristine and hairless that it actually fits very well into, just a bunch of guys from Shanghai.
Okay, but therein lies the problem
What?
because orcs are described as mostly black.
They're not described as black. They're described as orcs. Like, yeah, they're not gonna be.
I didn't read the books. I'm assuming that the orcs had to be black because they're being spawned from the ground.
Listen, in my head, the orcs in Lord of the Rings aren't black. They're just orcs.
No, but like,
Is
what's
it
the color of their hide?
Ish.
Right?
It's not even. Yeah, I guess it is black.
It's black.
But it's like.
it's rhino.
Yeah, but it's not a race.
At most, it's gray.
They aren't black people.
No, they're not black people, but their skin is black.
I agree.
Their orc skin, their
Yeah.
orc hide,
Right.
is black.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
We agree on that.
Actually, correction.
Yeah.
There was a white orc.
There
was a couple.
white
There was
orc.
a couple white orcs. Okay, first white orc.
Oh yeah.
Okay, first white orc. There was this sequence for him that made him the ultimate badass.
Yeah.
Where I think the other side, the men people,
Mm-hmm.
the men people, whatever, they catapult a piece of building,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And all of the orcs scatter.
They scatter.
And he just waits there and looks at it and takes one step to the left and the
Yeah.
thing lands and he turns and spits on it.
Yeah.
He was pink. He was so white, he was pink.
Was there more diversity with the orcs than the other races?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, already you have a white orc
Yeah.
and you also have the rest of orc kind
Right. And they're following him, I think.
who are mostly black. Yeah.
So they had, different castes.
In The Hobbit,
Yeah.
there was an orc whose name is so damn dirty. Do you remember his name?
No.
Oh my God. Can you talk about orcs for a minute? Let me just Google this real quick.
Okay. First off, you can't tell people what to talk about if you're going to be away for a while Googling things.
Talk to yourself about, okay, hold on.
All right. So this is what I think. I think all the Asians should have been elves. All right. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Men should have been a mixed race. They dropped the ball there.
I totally agree with that.
They
yeah.
dropped the ball there.
Yeah, go ahead.
All the gnome people. Who am I thinking about? Who are the gnomes?
Dwarves.
The dwarves. Sorry, I was gonna call them midgets. I'm like, I don't think that's appropriate.
Little people.
Who could they be? They should all have been Arabs. All the dwarves,
Mm-hmm.
the beards, hardworking, hammers. Good
Wait.
metal work. That should have been all Arabs. Because they're built like hairy little dudes.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Fair
would have
enough.
worked.
Okay.
What else would have worked?
Eastern Europeans.
What would have been the hobbits? That's just white people. Damn it.
No, they should. I think the hobbits should be mixed as well.
Hobbits should be Mexicans.
Just Mexicans, not like South Americans.
No.
Specifically
Yeah,
Mexicans
you know
with
why?
ponchos.
Because Mexicans are exactly the personality of a hobbit. Trust me.
Okay. Well,
They only
you
leave
lived
Mexico under dire straits.
Right.
They're very festive. They get freaked out by a fire dragon. They'd be like, oh, mira, mira. They'd be like, all the stereotypes.
Right. That's exactly what's happening.
Elves don't have hair and they're smooth. They have slight built and they're feminine. Elves.
Is there other races that we haven't
No, man. There's only so many races in real life or in the movie.
in the movie that we
No,
could
I think
attribute?
that's it. I think it's just the dwarves, the elf people.
Can
the
you imagine
hobbits, the
if
people.
the Eagles spoke English and they just spoke in the most redneck accent?
That would be so funny.
All right. So the main bad orc
Yeah.
in the Hobbit movies, his name, Azog the Defiler.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Oh my god, he's the defiler. Shit. He must have defiled somebody really early on in his life.
For it to stick?
Yeah, no, because that would be the first name you get.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If he's like,
Unless
what's his first name again?
Azog.
If it's Azog the Tardy, and he defiles somebody, you're like, man, what's Azog the Tardy doing to that person? But he must have been the first thing he did was defile, and that stuck, right? Because you couldn't.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
graduate in nicknames.
No,
Like they don't say like
unless
oh,
you defile that hard. Like we thought he was always late a little bit. This guy defiles so hard. Obviously, he's a defiler.
yeah, all right. So there it is.
There's nowhere else you go from there.
No.
Yasin looked at his phone like, what? No.
Yeah,
We should
kudos.
give our friends names like that.
like Italians.
Like natives. What do you mean Italians?
No, isn't that like in mob movies or Italian movies where they're like, hey, it's Jimmy the something
Yeah,
or
because
whatever.
in Italian movies that doesn't make sense. That's why it's like, oh, it's Jimmy the Hook. Why Hook? Well, we went fishing once. It's not really related to native names. Like, Blackfeet. That's how bad it is for the natives. I can't even draw upon a real comparison. I went with the
you
Dave
pulled Dave Chappelle.
I pulled up the Dave Chappelle joke, which isn't even real or accurate.
You couldn't go black dog.
No, I don't think that's real either. We don't know enough native people to have a full awareness of. Type in actual native names.
All right. Let's find this out.
Because some of them are amazing, like Geronimo and Cochise. And if you Google like their meanings and what those people did, it's amazing and very cool. But I feel like Blackfeet was a made up.
Yeah,
that-
Blackfeet was definitely.
Yeah. And Dave gave himself that nickname.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Native American Indian baby names.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Oh, geez, this is gonna be tough.
Yo, I want to do this, and I want to do top 10 baby names for 2016, boy and girl after this.
All right, here we go. Abedadun, which is a girl name for sight of the day.
I know that. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Abekwa,
Okay.
stays at home. Jeez,
What?
that's a girl name.
And also,
In case
Hope, apparently.
All right, here we go. Abuksigun.
Mm.
Like the way how I'm giving it, like.
I think you're saying it right. I
All right,
like
here we
it.
go. That's Wildcat for a
Yeah.
boy. Let me see. I don't want to go. Let's see. If we
Tell
can-
me you know what? Give me just the
10?
translations.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. Here, restless one. Beaver. He fights.
Hold on. Beaver.
Yeah. Mick.
Nice. It's almost Muslim.
Beaver. He fights. Not to be confused with
Just he
his,
fights?
his his
Just that
brother.
part. Not like honorable fighter. Like, he fights.
You watch Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
right? Where he points out to the tall guy.
Yes.
This guy fucks.
Yeah.
This guy fucks. This guy fights. This guy fucks. Shit. There's someone. Boy name. His name is Ambush. Jeez.
Jeez.
Looks up. Grove of Cottonwood.
Wait, hold on. Looks up is the meaning of ambush?
No.
Oh, there's more to it.
Looks up is just a name. Akuli. Akuli.
Give me the translation, man.
There he looks up.
Oh, that is okay. I thought that was the name.
Yeah. Aloe spiritual guide.
That sounds like hello, spiritual guide.
Forest water. That's cool. That's a girl's name. Rainbow. Girl's name. Superior. Two superiors. Both girls' name. So apparently,
I was hoping you'd give me some proper Native American names that I was supposed to like. Runs
like
with
the.
bull.
Yeah. Okay.
Like touches this thing.
Lean bear.
Hmm.
Oh my God. There's one that's called He Interrupts.
Oh my god.
It's a Navajo name. He Interrupts.
So do you give this to a person once they've matured and
No, these are baby names.
so why would you name a baby he interrupts?
have
It's like a
n-
self-fulfilling prophecy. The
Yeah.
guy would be so conscious.
Every
about
time
his-
they would just call him out
That's
on
why
it.
we named you. Why'd you name me that?
He is strong.
Oh.
And there's another one called White Person.
That's not a name. What's white person?
Bilagana.
And what's the he is
Navajo
strong?
as well. Navajo stuff. Oh, Bidzil.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's a lot over here. Falcon. Oh, that's cool. Short Rainbow. Jeez. Short Rainbow is an incredibly long name.
That's sick.
Chavatanga Kwanua.
I would love to tell people that's my name. And like, oh, what does it mean? He's like, short rainbow. And I give you a look.
Throne for the Clouds. Jeez. That's
It's
awesome.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, wow.
I like the one that she who doesn't go out better than.
Renowned warrior chief of the Chirikahu. Okay, I
Are you
can't
sure
say
that's
it.
not a title,
Apache.
bro?
No, this is a straight up name.
Dang.
All right, Dakota. Oh, what does Dakota mean? Dakota means friend, ally.
That makes sense.
Uh,
Let's do regular people names. These aren't getting any funnier, by the way.
I'm sorry. I
They're
wasn't
getting
looking
more
for
interesting.
funny.
Oh, you aren't looking for funny?
I'm sorry, man.
What are you looking for?
Walk says
Something
bear.
for your kids?
Friendly falcon.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Elsu. Is that girl or guy? Guy. Okay.
Mm.
Shouts. Straight up. Algonquin name
Just
for boy.
shouts?
Shouts. All right. I'm just going to do this one last one.
I like that.
All right, it's straight up princess. Attractive.
Wishful thinking.
Juniper tree.
Juniper tree.
Going down the ladder. That is a legit name.
There's things lost in translation here, I'm sure.
I really think so.
I'm positive.
Yeah. Fighter, a wise one above. That's cool.
Going down the ladder really convinced me.
Warrior mother spirit.
Oh my god.
Full of sun. That's awesome. Porcupine bear. Is there anything else? Badger. Jeez. Badger, don't give up. Huh? This is the honey badger. Coyote man.
Coyote man.
Standing elk.
All right, man. Please switch categories.
Sorry,
I don't know how more subtly to tell you.
What were we doing? Top 10.
Yeah, or something else if you want to.
Wait, no. Top 10 names for 2016.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are they just normal? It's like Madison.
All right, here we go. Just give me a second. We're working on it. You want girls first or guys first?
Let's go with. I think girls is gonna be more interesting, frankly.
All right, here we go.
Anything of note?
All right, there's so much of them, so I'm gonna start at 10. Charlotte, Zoe, Aria, Riley, Isabella, Mia.
Riley, eh?
Yep.
You want to talk about it? I don't like these names. These are not good girl names.
Let me just roll through all the way to number 1.
Sure.
Mia,
Okay.
Ava,
Okay.
Olivia, Emma, and Sophia.
Useless.
They're pretty
There's no material here.
generic. All right, here we go. Dudes, Elijah,
Pussy. Sorry.
Oliver. Oh, it gets worse. Okay, Oliver is fine.
No, it's not.
Caden.
These are not men names.
These are horrible. Mason, Ethan, Noah, Liam,
Noah. That's the world we live in now.
Lucas, Aiden, and Jackson.
Aiden. These noises.
We can't. Okay, so remember my close friend Stuart McKendry?
Yeah.
He has a newborn.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him.
Right.
He's about a little bit over a month old.
Yeah.
He named him Liam. Now, it's a great name.
It's okay.
And I made a conscious effort to not do a single Liam Neeson impression from Taken.
Of course.
When I went to go visit.
Wait, can I, just so we get it out of the way, can I hear a little bit of your impression since you've brought it up?
No, it's just I have a specific set of skills. Like it was going to be that, that thing, right? And I was going to transition that into
I like that you had to make a conscious. I was like, oh, I hope I don't say this. It's so hard not to say.
Right? And then I was going to transition it into like, do you have a specific set of skills? Do you know how to poop?
That's actually really good.
That's what I was going to do. I was just going to like talk to him a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I figured he probably got so much of that I don't want to open with that. I don't want his first like fuzzy, like subconscious memory of me. Probably one of the very few brown faces he'll ever see. It's true. Is a guy just straight up making jokes about his name.
Yep.
So I figured I wouldn't just not mention it at all.
Yeah.
So I held the baby, his baby. I held Liam.
Yeah.
Which I know how people might listen to this and think, yeah, you held a baby.
Yeah. What's the big deal?
I held a baby. I don't hold babies.
Yasin drops babies. He drops all. He's only held apparently 2 that he hasn't dropped.
That isn't okay. First of all, it's not true.
Okay.
But I have only held. No, I've held 3 babies.
Yep.
Like newborn babies.
Yeah.
Fresh off the presses.
How new?
3 times. We're talking within the month.
Wow.
And I had to be sitting on the floor.
I also like the fact that you've kept track of this.
Right, because
you know
I'm
exactly
so
how many.
Scared.
Well, they shouldn't be out. They should still be cocooned. It's gross. People don't need to see your cocoon new baby. It's not done yet. Just let me see it when it has some ability to control its fingers. They have these weird claws.
Right.
They have
Very
nails.
sharp. Very sharp.
And they're in there. They're in the mother with these claws.
Freaks
me out.
Yeah. So yeah, Liam.
Good name.
I can't. I haven't. I should send him that Liam Neeson
I'm sure he's
skit
gotten it all, dude.
from
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm Stuart McKin. Like I'm my friend's outlet to like comedy type stuff. Because I went over there and they like completely in parental mode.
Yeah.
Where they like I was telling them about like what's new on Netflix.
Yeah.
And they haven't heard of nothing.
No, man. Parents don't know any of that stuff.
Nope.
What they know is the different sounds their baby might make when it's feeling different ways.
Yep.
So baby goes, and they're like, is he hungry? Does he fart? Does he need this? And they go all over the place. It's very annoying. Like they need to be quarantined
I can't
as
talk
well.
about like pop culture stuff with them at all.
Oh, they're annoying. People who just had a kid have no other interest in a kid. They're just insufferable.
It's funny when Stuart was giving me the tour around the place because I haven't been to his place in downtown.
Just relates everything back to the baby.
Not just relate everything back to the baby.
Yeah.
Relate everything back to the baby with regards to getting him to sleep. Everything was like, all right, so this is the car seat. We normally take him over here, give him for a ride. Within 15 minutes, he goes to sleep. This is his stuffed toy.
Yeah.
It's the sleep sheep.
Right.
So it's like white noise. About 15, 20 minutes, and then he's out.
Yeah.
This is the crib. Like, it's all like this. It's everything. He's like, main goal, Yasin, main goal. Like his eyes watering. It's like just trying to get him to sleep.
There's all these urban legends as to what you should do to keep a bear away, and very few of them are actually true, because the people back there are just like, whatever keeps the bear away. So in his head, every time the baby's sleeping and something's happening, he just makes that connection. Like, this is what we have to do to keep him asleep, right? Right? We're finding solutions, right?
He had like a step meter, like a step counter.
Yeah.
One day he had to, like, the baby was crying, so he picked him up and he's pacing in the main thing. So through the living room, into the kitchen, back, right? And I think he accumulated like 5 kilometers.
Jeez.
Just pacing, trying to get his baby to sleep.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The car thing is very common. People putting their baby in the backseat of a car. My sister, when she came over, she was like, hey, can we go for a ride? He needs to sleep. Didn't make any sense. Because if you hear that, like a grown-up said that about anything else,
right?
Hey, I need to go to sleep. Can we go for a ride? You're like, you just have a seizure? But it works. It works really well.
Well, why do you think so?
I think it's just...
You're
I think...
unapproved.
If I want to go on a big, limb, I would say that it's similar to the womb.
Yeah,
it's quiet. It's just this weird ambient noise just outside of this bubble that you're in. Plus you feel like you're moving, but you also feel still at the same time.
Okay.
So I think it's a part of that, but I don't know. I didn't give any more thought. I just think it's funny.
What's with these questions you've seen?
Yeah, just like it's like a womb, but in a car. What do you think?
Yeah, about the same thing.
Yeah.
I once read something, I don't know exactly where, but the reason why so many mama's boys like Star Trek is because there's a constant hum that reminds them of the womb while they watch this show.
All right.
But that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Everyone came from the womb.
How about it's a sci-fi show and boys like sci-fi? I mean, girls do too, but generally, like, a lot of boys like sci-fi.
Yeah.
And the hum. We're trying to increase our demographic. Can we add a hum to this show? Can you please just add a hum? It's Breaking Bad. Add the hum. Okay.
Oh, man.
We should add a hum to this podcast.
Maybe I will. I'll put it in the background real low.
Just put it for the first minute, like, oh, that's for the young people.
All right. I know we already started with UFC, but we didn't finish.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I love your segues.
Yeah, I just go for it.
They should add a hum to that.
Right. Yair Rodriguez is fighting legendary BJ Penn. BJ Penn.
I talked to somebody today and they didn't know who BJ was.
Prodigy.
That's how you know you're good, is when somebody had named you a prodigy when you were like in your teens and now you're a 35-year-old man with kids. It's like people have that nickname Babyface Assassin. I'm like, no, you look old as shit, man. You look like a worn out mitt. You should call yourself Leatherface Assassin or something,
So we're going to make a rule now. that someone when we do predictions,
Yeah.
we can't be like, I can see how this could go this way, but I
Yeah.
can also see the other way.
Right.
That kind of beats the purpose of
I agree.
the funness of making predictions.
Yeah.
Like, because we already know it could go either way.
Yeah.
So
Let's have a mini argument. Not too strong, but like I want to stand by what I think is gonna happen.
exactly, we got to teach Zia this as well.
Right.
I know he's listening.
Yeah, we had the whole thing. Ronda Rousey's like, this could happen. Like, no, she's gonna get beat, and that felt so good when she got beat somehow and bad at the same time. Like I knew it. Also, can somebody carry her, please? Clean her up.
Her mom did. Well, help her walk out. Anyway,
Yeah.
who you got for Yair Rodriguez versus BJ Penn?
All right, so I think Yair, who's 23 at the moment, I think he's gonna brutalize BJ Penn.
Okay.
And I think he might either stop him or beat the shit out of him so much that it just makes everybody feel bad.
Yeah,
And
because of that, him
the
getting
fight
beat.
ends in a decision.
All right.
But I think he can stop him.
Okay, I got Yair as well,
Yeah.
but can I give you a little bit of background story?
Ooh,
as well?
tell me. You know more about this stuff than I do, which I like.
Okay, so BJ Penn BJ Penn decides, all right, I'm going to come back. I'm going to fight.
Yeah.
He's already got money.
Yeah.
He had money before he even started fighting.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wealthy parents.
he goes to Jackson,
Winkle Johns in Albuquerque, New Mexico, trained with a bunch of murderers.
that training camp,
The
which is
training camp.
like everyone's there.
Yeah.
Everyone's there.
Yeah.
So much funding, and when you're there, you have a head coach, you have a striking coach, you have a wrestling coach,
You have a nutritionist.
you have everything you could possibly need for you to be able to make weight, train, come up with a
Kill a
fighting
man.
strategy, and exactly, kill a man. And then on the other hand, we have Yair Rodriguez,
Oh man.
a man who is going down a dark path.
Yeah. 3 of the 4 letters in his names are almost vowels.
Yeah,
He doesn't even have consonants, guys.
super dark. And then, he was going down a dark path, drinking alcohol, maybe some drugs, just not realizing his full potential, and then eventually comes across fighting. So he decides to go clean, straight edge,
Really?
and then train, start fighting.
Yeah.
So he's got like 4 professional fights in UFC.
Is that it?
But what's interesting is this:
Yeah.
he doesn't have that much money.
Hmm.
He's an up and coming.
He's Mexican.
He's Mexican,
Yeah.
right? And so he's training out of a unknown camp in Chicago.
Yeah.
He's got 1 or 2 trainers maybe,
Right.
and dude's putting in work.
Yep.
There's a video of him wearing a weight vest, swinging battle rope
Yeah.
while standing on a platform
Mm-hmm.
with a cylinder underneath the platform.
Damn, just balancing himself.
So he's balancing himself while doing battle rope with a weighted vest on.
Holy cow.
He was doing explosive push-ups,
Yeah.
where you push up so hard that your entire body comes up off the ground, including your legs.
Yeah.
Right? He was doing explosive push-ups, and altering his the way how he lands. So he would explode to the right and explode to the left with a weighted vest. I feel like for him, like the way how I see the stuff that he's doing is like this. It's like this calm, even keel mentality of this is how we train. It's difficult, but it doesn't. It almost seems that he's not even acknowledging the difficulty.
Yeah.
Like he's just this is
not
a
that
struggle.
difficult, though.
This is a struggle
You
on
could do
how I
that.
do it. All right, fair enough. It feels like when you're watching him do it, you're like,
Yeah.
wow, this is super
That
intense.
guy's in his prime, man. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Freaking killer. I don't agree with half the shit they do to get ready for these, but I like it. You seen BJ Penn jump out of a pool? He jumps out of a pool and lands on his feet.
Okay.
So it's a 3-foot pool.
I've never seen that. And I've heard it so many times. You mind if I?
Yeah, pull it up.
Okay.
So a grown man standing in a pool that's 3.5 foot deep. It's hard to jump out of the water.
First of all, it's hard to pull yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To gather that much momentum and explosion where you pop out. But MMA people are in such good shape. They do all of this. At the end of the day, it just comes down to 2 things. Can I submit this guy or can I knock him out? Can he submit me? Can he knock me out? Who's going to impose their will? That's why it's so much fun to watch. Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
That took no time.
I swear to God, all I did was type in BJ Penn space, and the
Yeah.
second thing was jumps out of pool.
Dang. He does it every Tuesday, guys. How long's the video? That sounded different than what it...
Oh my God. All right, I'll bring it back so that you can watch it. We'll
Yeah,
post it
sure.
on the Instagram. I mean, Facebook. But so he's essentially doing a box jump, which is like a 3 feet box jump,
Yeah.
but in water.
Dang.
what type of power this guy has in his legs.
He's very flexible too.
Yeah, I've seen examples of that.
God dang.
Scary.
All right, I hope BJ wins. I don't like
You don't want to see a legend go.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I've been watching these people fight for so long. You don't want to, you just don't want to see somebody like get almost killed on their last fight.
Yeah.
That's why like Georges St. Pierre walked off. I know it was unsatisfying, but it was like, yeah, he's good. Like he's great. But like some people you see him like he may never be the same. And when it comes to a guy like Yair Rodriguez and BJ Penn, Yair Rodriguez can't put the beating on BJ Penn where you feel like, oh, he's damaged now. He actually might never be the same after that kind of fight.
Yeah.
And while in other sports, you can have like a guy like Tim Duncan who retires. That's my only problem with UFC is that when that spark isn't there anymore, we'll all get to see it. And when we see it, it'll look a lot like a man getting killed.
Yeah. Jeez, yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
It's my favorite sport, but there is a moral problem with me watching this. Like I fully understand that all of these people, if you watch them for 20 years, they're going to start sounding drunk.
Mm-hmm.
All of your favorite fighters,
If they continue to fight.
which they all do, almost none of them quit. George St. Pierre is a one and only situation because most of them need money. Mark Hunt,
It's because he understands multiple
Yeah.
revenue streams.
dude, well, yeah, it's true. But like Mark Hunt fought, the last 3 people he's fought have been on steroids.
Yeah.
If he didn't take this latest fight, he, according to him, he wouldn't have enough money to put food on the table, which is actually possibly true.
And that's very sad.
So like he can't end it on his own terms, and it's a name that's big enough that people know it, but there's no security. So it's kind of a weird watching UFC at times for me, where I'm just like, I'm really supporting this. Like I pay money to watch this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hit him harder. With that said, can't wait
For the fight tonight. This could be freaking
10 p.m. I'll worry about it later.
Amazing. All right, man, let's wrap this up. I just want to say real quick to the people who are listening, thanks a lot. The response to our most recent podcast. 2 weeks ago. So the Salma Hindi podcast, the response was really, really great.
Yeah.
Feedback was amazing and welcome. Thank you very much for that. We're very flattered of what people say about it and say about how they want to be on the podcast and things like that. That means a lot. So thanks for reaching out. Thanks for the comments, the support, the love, the likes, all of that good stuff. Really means a lot to us because both Syed and I absolutely love doing this. And the fact that other people like it is pretty damn awesome. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. We love you all. Thanks for listening. Be good. See you in a week.